What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. Okay, we are going to get started momentarily. If you guys can do me a favor, just let me know where you guys are watching me from. So just put that in the chat, and we will get started momentarily. Now, today, what are we talking about today? So I have a big announcement to make. Now, I've had people ask me this in the comments. I've seen it at least 5 times over the last couple months. And so I have decided to listen to what you guys are saying and actually do something. And I'm going to share that with you. Okay, now I'm going to need you guys to help me with this, what we're doing. Okay, this is going to be something that we're going to be doing over time. So this is going to take a little bit of time before we get, hopefully we get the numbers that we're looking for. But this will all make sense once I reveal this big announcement. But if you guys watched my video earlier today, that's kind of a hint. So the video earlier today, I sent letters to the president and the former president asking for a Social Security increase. Realistically, the letter was more, well, I won't even say it was asking. It was asking how they felt about an increase for Social Security, and then also asking what type of proposal do they support. Okay, and that's very important because I want to know. First off, I want to know if these politicians, presidents, lawmakers, I want to know if they're even thinking about reforming Social Security. And some of them are, we know, because some of them are out there all the time. Representative Larson's out there all the time talking about an increase in reforming Social Security. But some of these other lawmakers, I don't think it's on their radar. They're not really focused on that. They're focused on other things. And so the first thing I want to know is, how do they feel about reform for Social Security? What plan do they support? I will pull up. Let's see. Let's see. Where did I put that? Yeah, I'll pull up. I wanted to actually. Oh, you know what? I'll wait until the end of this live stream, and maybe I'll pull up the letter for lawmakers, because I will be sending those out. I'll probably be sending those out over the weekend, and we're going to do all emails. So I'm not going to send physical letters. In most situations, it looks like the emails are more effective in the sense that they get responded to quicker than sending an actual letter. So as of right now, I'm going to be sending the emails. I might follow up with a letter, but right now I'm going to be sending the emails. Then it's easier for me to keep track of. I send an email to this person, and it's easier. Now, that's not the big announcement, but I do want to ask you guys to help. Okay, watch the video that I posted earlier today. And let's see. Do I just go to my main page, and you'll see it's a video that's up. Watch that video and click on the link at the very bottom of in the comment section, pinned at the very top. You're going to see a link, and you click on that link, and it'll take you over to the templates. Send a letter or send an email to the president and the former president. And then once I post the next video, will be about lawmakers, then get that template and send that one to your representatives and your senators. Actually, that link is available. So when you click on that link, it's going to show you one for the president, and then it's going to show you one that you can send to the president or the former president, and then it will show you another one that you can actually send to your lawmakers. I strongly encourage you guys to send these to your lawmakers. I can only send it to the representative in my district and the 2 senators in my state. Because if I send it to another senator in another state or a representative in a different district, they're not going to respond. Why? Because I'm not one of their constituents. And so that's how that all works. And that they always ask that question, where, what's your address, where you live, that kind of stuff. So that they'll know if I put my address in Southern California and I'm sending a letter to Representative Larson. I sent a letter to Representative Larson in Connecticut. He's not going to respond because I'm outside of his district. He might respond with a letter saying you're outside of my district. So I'm not going to, I don't even know what they would, it's kind of funny. I don't know what they would send. Maybe I'll try. Maybe I will send a few just to see what they say. But it's very interesting. Okay. Let's see. Let's go ahead and give some shout outs right now. And I will also be gifting memberships. Okay. So we'll gift another 10 memberships. So make sure you guys are here in the chat. If you're active in the chat, that's how YouTube decides on who they're going to give the memberships to. So if you're active and you're asking questions and, don't just put a bunch of spam on there, because I'll time you out if you put spam on there. So don't do that. What I mean by spam is just like writing anything, just a couple, a bunch of words and a bunch of emojis and all that stuff. Don't do that. But the active people in the chat, YouTube will decide, and they'll choose those people to get the gifted memberships. Okay, so we'll do 5 probably halfway through, and then we'll do another 5 at the very end of this live stream. Okay, so let me give a few shout outs, and then we're going to get to the big announcement, and then we'll move forward from there. We'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about, certain topics. Now, I will say I took a break from the live coverage of the Trump trial. I took a break from that this week, and I will be doing some live streams on that, but they're not going to be every day. Last week, I was pretty much doing it every day, and there's just not enough. There's not enough coming out of it to do it every day. Okay, so I'm not going to do them every day. I'll probably stagger them. And when there's something significant, then we'll talk a little bit about, we'll do a live stream and talk a little bit about that. That's a whole separate live stream setup. Thursday live streams are always going to be the same. We're going to be talking about Social Security. We're going to be doing updates, okay? So that doesn't mean every time I do a live stream that I have, an increase. There's going to be an increase in Social Security. That's not what it's about. It's about just giving you guys updates, some of the latest stuff that's being talked about when it comes to Social Security, okay? That's why I've been showing you Representative Larson. He was out there. I have another video where he was on the House floor talking about Social Security reform. And so when they talk about Social Security, I'm going to bring that information to you. Now, that doesn't mean that Congress is moving forward with anything right now, because they're not. But if they're talking about it, I want you guys to know about it. The reason why you should know about it is because you want to be an informed voter. You want to have the latest information when it comes to when it comes to Social Security, when it comes to whatever issue that's really important to you. You want to have that latest information. You want to know if someone says something negative about Social Security or someone says something positive about Social Security, because that can be a deciding factor come election time. And so that's why I'm giving you guys the updates. Okay, so it's not always going to be good news. It's not always going to be bad news. And I do get a lot of kickback, or is it kickback? Yeah, I don't know. Pushback. There you go. Pushback's the word. From people saying that, there's never going to be an increase in this and that. Okay, you might feel that way. That's fine. I will tell you one thing, that Congress, they work off deadlines, okay? And that's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. They work off deadlines. We know that we have a looming crisis ahead of us. So we know that something will be done to Social Security within the next 9 years. That's set in stone. That's going to happen. So that could be something good. That could be something bad. But something will happen to Social Security within the next 9 years, because the trust fund will be depleted. And once that trust fund gets depleted, that will be bad news if Congress doesn't act and doesn't do anything. So that's why it's imperative that you know the different proposals that are out there, you know how your Congress people feel about these different proposals, and you vote people in that are, that have your best interests at heart. Okay, so if you are one of these people that are saying, you know what, I would really like to see an increase to Social Security benefits, well, then you need to vote for politicians that have that same, have that same thought or that same belief. Because if you vote for people who don't have that belief, then guess what? Guess what's going to happen when they do make a decision? They're just going to vote for cuts. They're not going to vote for an increase. They're going to say, yeah, just raise the full retirement age. We'll do that, and we'll make some cuts here and there. That's what they're going to do. And so that's why it's imperative. It's very important for you to focus in on these politicians and vote. Know who these people are and vote for the right politicians. This is the year to do it. Okay? And I've said this too when it comes to presidents. Now, presidents aren't lawmakers. Okay? Presidents, they can have influence over lawmakers. They can be cheerleaders, but they are not creating the laws and passing the laws. They're just signing off on the laws once it gets to their desk. And so it is important to know how a president feels about Social Security. Do they support Social Security reform? Do they support an increase to Social Security? That's very important because they're the leader of the party when they're president. Okay, even now, former President Trump is not president, but he is the leader of the Republican Party. And President Biden is the leader of the Democratic Party. So he has a lot of sway. And so if they were to say, yes, I support a Social Security increase, and you have, let's just say President Biden says, yes, let's go ahead and move forward with an increase, then it will be up to Congress to pass it. But if you have the support of the president, it makes it easier to pass. Okay, so let's do shout outs real quick. And then I do want to go to something. I want to talk about negativity right before we do this announcement. I want to talk about negativity. All right, getting phone calls here. All right, let's give a few shout outs. And let me know where you guys are coming from. So just put that in the chat. Teresa coming from Brooklyn. Brooklyn in the house. All right. Let's see. Anthony coming from North Carolina, Fayetteville, North Carolina. Thank you for watching. And John's coming in from New Jersey. And M Steele coming in from Savannah, Georgia. Brian coming in from Las Vegas. Go Rebels. I went to UNLV, so that's why I'm saying that. Virgil coming in from California. Where is that? Porterville. Where is Porterville, California? Central Valley. Okay, cool. I've never heard of Porterville, California. Wow. Sisha says, hey, David, what's going on, Sisha? Sisha's coming in from Missouri, or watching from Missouri. And let's see. Let me move back to my space here. William's watching from Indiana. Thank you for being a member, William. And we have Maria coming in from California, Sylmar. I know where Sylmar is. Cheryl coming in from Tennessee. Thank you for watching. We have another person, Kendra from North Carolina. Michael from Kentucky. Who else is in the building? FA and FO. Who's FA and FO? Thank you for being a member. Thank you for being a long-term member. Appreciate that. You see her little badge there. That means she's been there for, I think that's my highest badge. Wow, you've been a member for a very long time. Thank you very much for your support. I appreciate it. Let's see. Vicky coming in from Georgia. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Jessica coming in from Pennsylvania. What's going on, Jessica? And we'll give some more shout outs in a little bit. William's asking if I'm still doing live streams during the week. So yes, I have not. I didn't do any live streams this week. Maybe, just maybe, I don't know. I won't have time tomorrow. Next week I will be doing live streams. I'll do a few. I'm not going to do them every day like I was doing them before, but I will get you guys caught up when it comes to what's going on in the courtroom. But I don't know. It was very slow. It's kind of hard to do. If it was televised, it would be great. Televised, I would, it would be easier to do it because you guys would be able to see it and then we can have the discussion. But now the way it's working is like you're getting this live feed from what's going on in the courtroom, but it's all, you have to read it. Okay, what do they say next? Okay, what do they say now? Okay, it's just a lot. And so I'm going to do kind of a, okay, these were the witnesses and this is what they said kind of thing. So we'll do a live stream on that later. All right, let's see. All right, so let's go ahead. I want to do this very quickly before we get going here with I want to talk about negativity. This is hard, okay? It's hard because, and before I even get started, can you guys do me a favor? Hit the like button for me so we can bring more people in because it helps promote. So once you start hitting the like button, then YouTube will see, oh, they like this live stream. Let's send more people over that way. So what you guys are seeing here, these are just a few comments from the latest video that I posted. So the latest video that I posted was about sending letters to the president, the former president, and then I will do another video sending letters to lawmakers. So basically just lobbying your lawmakers, right? Lobbying your lawmakers, lobbying your president. That is the American way. We have a representative democracy. What that means is Congress, president, they should represent us. Okay, that's what they're there for. They're actually there working for us. Now, if we don't pay attention to lawmakers, which we're not paying attention to lawmakers, I think we're guilty of this now. But if we don't pay attention to lawmakers, if we don't care what they do, if we don't think they're going to do anything, if we think they're all liars and we just can't, we're never going to get anything done, then guess what? Nothing will get done. If that is your mentality, nothing gets done. Okay? So in order for this representative democracy that we have, in order for it to work, we have to participate. If we're not participating, then the whole thing falls apart because you'll just have politicians that are in there, they're collecting a paycheck, and they don't have to actually do anything. And the only thing that they will do is help the people who are talking to them or giving them financial gain, like lobbyists for major corporations. They will talk to them. They will give them financial gain to help in their campaigns and all this, or promise them, you know what, we'll get you this cushy job when you retire, that kind of stuff, right? And so if those are the only people talking, those are the only people that will get anything. If we don't reach out, talk to our congresspeople, send letters, lobby them as much as possible, then they don't care to help us. They don't need to, because a lawmaker, they have a good job. Okay, I think we can all agree when it comes down to they're getting paid $174,000 a year. They work like 2-3 weeks out of the month. 3 weeks is a long month for them because they're usually going on recess 2 weeks per month. So they have a pretty good job. They want to keep that job. That's why they spend millions in their campaign. That's why they're out there fundraising and collecting millions and millions of dollars so they can run these campaigns so they can keep these jobs because they really like these jobs. You could see and I'm just giving you an example, but George Santos, you saw he didn't leave even after he was found to be a fraud. Did he leave that position? No, he didn't leave until he got kicked out. And the reason why he didn't leave is because the gig is good. He's able to collect this money. It's not, it's not hard work. It's not manual labor. He's sitting behind a desk. And I mean, I don't know exactly. I mean, they have a lot of staff. Let's just put it that way. So they're not doing that much. They might have a speech to do now or here and there, but that's it. Okay? So we need to participate in the system. If we don't participate, then yes, we're going to have what we have right now. And what I'm saying is we're not participating. So that's why we have what we have now. We have lawmakers that just get on Twitter. That's their whole job now. They're not out there legislating. They're not out there negotiating with the other side, trying to pass things to help the American people. They're on Twitter. And they're getting their feelings hurt on Twitter and claiming, they're a victim and this and that and send me more money. That's what we have now. We don't have politicians that are actually there trying to do work. Okay. Now there are some. Okay. Now I'm not going to say all of them, but we have what I've seen, and I've been watching the whole political process for years. Since I was in my teens, I've been interested in the political process. When I went to college, I majored in political science. I was interested in the political process. I worked on campaigns. I was a campaign manager for a race, a state race out here in California. And so I've followed this for a very long time, and I've actually seen this evolution. And before the internet, you didn't have these politicians that were just out there grandstanding and not doing work. I mean, you might have had some, but they were able to slip under the radar because, we didn't have what we have now. As far as we're able to look up anything and everything. We're able to find out how these politicians voted on certain bills. Did they vote on a bill? Did they sponsor a bill? Did they author bills? We're able to find all that information out with just a simple search. We weren't able to do that in the past. It would have taken a lot more for us to do that. So now we can expose a lot more of these people and then throw on top of that Twitter and all these different, platforms. And now you have these politicians. It just amazes me. One of the things that amazes me the most about politicians is it's a work day. They're in Washington, D.C., and they're tweeting stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, if I was working a regular job and I was on Twitter all day, my boss would have something to say about that. You're not working. You're out there on Twitter, or on Facebook or whatever. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But we have to participate in the system, and we have to look at it like, what? We are the boss because technically we are. They represent us. We're deciding if they get another term, right? They're coming before us for an interview. They're telling us what they're going to do. They're showing us their resume. And then we're deciding on who we think is the best candidate, right? That's our job. But if we don't hold them accountable and say, hey, look, you said you were going to do this, you said you were going to do that, what happened to it? And if they don't have a good answer, then they need to go. Okay, so with all that being said, so I sent those letters out today. And this is, there are a few responses that I got. Now, the vast majority of the responses were very good. And that's good to see. I'm glad to hear that people are like, yes, this is good. We should do this. I'm eager to do this. And I'm glad that people are seeing it that way. But you do have some people that are negative, okay? And I just want to just point it out to you guys. I did cross, black out their names so you don't see. I don't want, it's not important. But the negativity is what we need to focus on, because if we have, you have to distance yourself from negativity. And I'm talking about not just this, but just period, okay, in life. Try to distance yourself from negativity. If you have friends that are very negative all the time, you should, I'm not here to give, friendship advice, but you might want to think twice about spending a lot of time with those people, because if they're negative all the time, how do you get anywhere if you're just going to be negative about everything? Okay. So anyway, First post here. What does it say? So I said that we were sending the letters out. Good luck with that. Okay. Okay. Good luck with that. All right. Do you think this person is going to be participating or helping, trying to, send out letters? Are they going to be participating with our representative democracy? Probably not. Right. Good luck with that. Let me know how that turns out. Not very encouraging. Right. But you have to understand how the system works. If you don't say anything, if you're just one of those people that just says, yeah, you know what, good luck with that, then guess what? You're not going to get anything. They're not going to do anything for you because you're not, you show no concern. You're saying good luck. Hope it works. It's like it's just our problem, right? It's everybody's problem. I don't care if you're a senior. I don't care if you're 20 years old right now. It's your problem too. Because the decisions that these Congress people make when it comes to Social Security is going to impact all of us. All of us. Because they could say, you know what, we're going to raise that full retirement age a couple of years to 69. And so now that 20-year-old is going to have to work longer before they can collect that Social Security benefit. Okay, sure, they can plan it out and maybe they'll have a good retirement plan set up. Maybe they'll be able to get a pension, work for the government, get a pension. And so when they get to the age, they can retire and they can still retire when they want to. But some of those 20-year-olds are going to be forced to work until they're 69 or 70. And that is a direct result of what politicians are talking about right now. So just saying good luck with that. We're all going to be impacted by this. Okay, next one here. It says, letter was sent 2 years ago, and 2 years ago did no good. All right. Okay. So that's it. You send a letter 2 years ago, and I don't know exactly what he's referring to. I sent a letter out. Maybe he's saying he sent a letter 2 years ago, or she sent a letter 2 years ago. I sent letters out in October. Okay. But that's it. That's how you do business. Just think in life. Do you just send a letter out and you didn't get a response? You just say, oh, well, I guess it's just not meant to be. You have to follow up. You have to do more. You can't just send a letter once and say, well, it didn't work, so I'm just not going to do anything. That's not how things work, especially if you are the boss. If you are, let's say you have a lemonade stand and you're the owner and you have someone working for you, and that person that's working for you is, first off, you're saying, good luck with that. Good luck with the lemonade stand. And you walk away and you don't even supervise this person ever. You allow them to come in whenever they want to come in. You allow them to do whatever they want to do. When they leave, they leave. You don't check to see if the money's right. You're not checking the money, checking to see if they might be taking a little bit of money on the side. You're not doing any of that stuff, right? What do you think that person is eventually going to do? They're eventually probably not even going to continue working. If they can collect that paycheck and not be there and not actually have to work, and you're not watching them, then guess what? They're probably not going to be there. I mean, it takes an extremely honest person with huge integrity to keep going to that job and not, even though you're not there, right? It takes a lot of integrity. But I think most people, they might still be going there, but they're going to do things that are going to benefit them if you're not watching. And so you got to pay attention to it, right? And so, and I don't even know, I kind of got off on a different topic, but yeah, so you send a letter, you follow up on it. It's funny to me because this reminds me of the Shawshank Redemption. I love that movie, and I can watch it over and over again. If you guys don't know, it was about, what was that guy? Tim Robbins, I think? I think he was a star. Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman. But they were in a prison, and I think his name's Tim Robbins. Hopefully I'm saying his name right. But anyway, the star, he wanted to open up a library in the prison. And so he wanted books. You know, we're talking about older books, but he just wanted books. And so he was sending this letter to the state. I think he was sending a letter every week. And he kept sending those letters every week. He wasn't getting a response, but he kept sending them every week until finally they said, okay, we're done with getting these letters every week. Send them the books. And so they sent him these books, and so he was able to open up this library in the prison. But you have to be persistent, especially when it comes to situations like Social Security, something that they're probably going to change it. I mean, probably. They're going to change it, but they're probably only going to change it once. Okay, so whatever this change is that we're going to see in the coming years, it's only going to be one change. Just like we saw back in 1983, they made changes to Social Security, and that was it. They haven't made any changes since then. And so this next reform that happens, it's only going to be a one-shot thing, probably in our lifetime. And so that's why we need to get it right. Okay, so that's why we need to be persistent. We need to follow up. If they're not responding, send more. And wouldn't it be great to send those letters a few times? If they don't respond, go to one of the town hall meetings that they have. They'll have them. Representatives will be out in the districts, trust me. And that's when you let them know, you know what, I sent you 3 letters and you didn't respond to my question. And then you ask them the question right there. And if you don't get the answer that you want, then you follow up on it. But we have to be persistent. If we're not, then yes, we're not getting anything. Okay, that's just the way it is. And if you're the type of person that says, okay, I'll send a letter, and if they don't respond, then oh well, I don't know what to tell you. I would almost guarantee that you don't do that in your regular life. Like, you will follow up. If it's something that's important to you, you're going to follow up on it. I would almost guarantee that. Okay. This one says, Big Wow King David. Call me King David. All right. I don't know what that's about, but it says, this has been outdated long time, my man. Okay. So I put this on here, but I don't know if I really understand exactly what he's saying here. It's been outdated a long time ago, or a long time, my man. Yeah, we'll skip past that one because I posted it, but I don't know if I understand exactly what he's saying. It doesn't sound like it's very positive though. But let's go and look at the last one here. Those letters won't do squat and go in their wastebaskets. Okay. So that could be true, right? They could not even care about it. But you know what they care about? They care about their jobs. That's what they care about. And so that's what you have to tie it into. You send them a letter, they don't respond, that's fine. You send them another letter, they don't respond, that's fine. Send them another one. If they don't respond, you know what kind of person they are, right? You know that they're not going to answer your questions. They're not there to represent you. That is the clue there. So no matter what they say on the campaign trail about what they want to do for you, you know that you sent them a letter and they didn't respond 3 times. That's all I need to know. I don't care if you're a Democrat or a Republican. All I need to know is you're not responding to my emails or my letters that I'm sending to you. I'm not voting for you. I don't care what you're saying because it doesn't mean anything to me because you already showed that you could care less about what I want or what I need. And so when it comes down to it, that should give you a clue. This is how can I what's the best way to say this? Okay. Same example. You have someone that's working for you and they're not showing up, or how can I say that? Yeah, they're not showing up to work. Or no, I won't even say they're not showing up. Let's say they come into an interview. You give them a couple of opportunities to come in for an interview. They're late. They're late the first time. You say, okay, you know what? I can't interview you because I have other people. You know, we have a strict timeline here, so you're going to have to come back tomorrow. So the first day they come late. The second day, guess what? They come late again. Do you think I'm hiring that person? Absolutely not. I know all that I need to know. They could have the best resume in the world. They could say all the things that I want to hear. But you know what? 2 times they showed up late. I gave them another opportunity. They showed up late again. It's not going to happen. Okay? And so that's the way we need to be with these lawmakers. That's a good clue. If they're not responding to your emails, they're not responding to a letter that you send them, that should tell you a lot. Okay. All right. So let's get off this. Now what I want to talk about is the big announcement. Okay. It's not that big. I'm being overly dramatic. Okay. So I'll keep that up for now, and we'll talk a little bit about this. All right. So I have started a petition on change.org. Okay. And guess what? This petition, zoom in on this. It says, demand an increase in Social Security benefits for our seniors. Okay. You see, there's one signature. That would be me. I need more signatures. Okay. So we're going to start this. We're going to do this together. And the plan is to get as many signatures as possible. Once we have as many signatures as we could possibly get, then we can use this as leverage when it comes to reaching out to lawmakers. And we can all reach out. So we're sending letters now. Yes. We can send another letter in the future. Let's say right before the election. Let's say August or September. We can send out a letter. We sign this petition for an increase for Social Security. It has, let's hope, 200,000 signatures or 1 million signatures. We can use this as leverage when it comes to these politicians to show them that there is major support for an increase for Social Security. Okay, so that's why I created this petition. But I need your help. I can't do it all on my own. If I sit here and say, okay, you know what, I have one signature, and I send it to my congressperson, they're going to look at it and say, okay, well, that's great. You have one signature. But the more, the bigger the numbers, the more they're going to pay attention to this. And if it's right before election, that is the perfect time, because now they'll look at it and say, wow, okay, some of those people I'm sure are in my district. So I want to make sure that that I take this into consideration. Okay, we're going to go ahead and read this, and then I'm going to show you. Let me take this off, and then I'll show you guys how to sign the petition. Okay, so you see up the top here, it says started by the TEC show. All right. And it says, and hopefully you guys can read. Let's see, get it as large as possible. All right, that's as large as we can get it. Okay, we, the undersigned, call on our leaders and policymakers at all levels of government to commit to an urgent and necessary increase in Social Security benefits. Our senior citizens depend on these benefits for their livelihood, yet the amounts they receive are not keeping pace with the rising cost of living, including healthcare, housing, and basic necessities. Says the gap between the cost of living and Social Security benefits continue to widen, putting our seniors at risk of poverty and financial insecurity. This is not just an economic issue. It's a moral one. Our society is judged by how it treats its most vulnerable, and our seniors deserve dignity, respect, and financial security in their retirement years. Okay? And it says, why is this important? Millions of elderly Americans rely on Social Security for the majority of their income. However, and we know this, we know that when it comes to seniors, I think it's like 40%. I just did a video a couple of days ago talking about this. 40% of seniors are living solely on Social Security. It's 100% of their retirement. And some people, they will outlive their 401ks and outlive their the other retirement plans, their savings and things like that. And so now all they have is Social Security. So we know that to be a fact. The numbers show this. Okay, so let's see. So majority of income. However, with inflation and rising costs, and we know about inflation, right? 2022, inflation was at all-time highs. I think in the last 40 years, we hadn't seen inflation that high. And it's come down now, but the prices of items are still very expensive. That's because people are still, it's crazy, but people are still buying things. People are still going to the grocery store and they're still buying eggs that are, overpriced and all this stuff. We're still buying them, and that's why the stores are keeping the prices the way they are. And that's just the reality. So in order for those prices to come down, we're going to have to see a shift in how people are purchasing things. I saw some good numbers. I'll actually talk about this. I'll talk about this in a video, but I just go over it real quickly with you guys. In California, if you guys didn't know, in California they raised the minimum wage to $20 an hour for service workers and I think the healthcare industry. And so fast food restaurants now, because they're service workers working in the fast food restaurants, they're now getting $20 an hour. Now there's certain stipulations. So if you have a store, or if you have over 60 restaurants in the nation, then you have to provide a $20 an hour increase in California. Now, if you have less than 20, so the small mom and pop restaurants and stuff like that, mom and pop fast food restaurants, they don't have to abide by the $20 an hour. But what we're seeing now is in California, you're seeing pushback. So people aren't going to fast food restaurants the way they used to because it's not affordable. You even have people now saying, you know what, I'd rather go to a small mom and pop restaurant, not a fast food place, just a small mom and pop restaurant, because I can get food that's cheaper and usually it's better. It tastes better, right? Some of these companies, the reason why we go to some of these fast food companies is not for the quality of the food, but it's because it's fast. And before, it was cheap. You used to have the dollar menu, and they'd have a big old menu with everything, all these things that are $1. You can get on the dollar menu and get like 3 or 4 items, and that was your meal, so you spent $4, maybe $5. Now you go in there, and it's like $10, $15 just to get something to eat at a fast food restaurant. Low quality food, but you're just doing it because it's fast. It's convenient. You can drive through. You don't have to get out of the car and go into a restaurant. You can drive through. And so now these fast food restaurants are seeing pushback. And I think it's good. I think it's something that needed to happen because now we're seeing that, hey, people aren't just going to just keep paying more and more and more. They're going to hit that wall and say, you know what, no more. You want to charge more? That's fine. We'll go elsewhere. We'll eat at home. It will be better for us anyway. And so now they're seeing that pushback because all the restaurants, not all, but some of the fast food restaurants, when they said, oh, we're going to raise it $20 an hour, they said, okay, we're just going to raise the prices of our menu prices. Okay, and they raise their menu prices, and now people aren't going to these restaurants. So we can always win in situations like this. We can always win. I say we, I mean the people. We can win because we don't have to go to these places. These corporations are out there saying, oh, yeah, we're going to have to do this. We're going to have to do that. But they're paying their higher-ups millions of dollars. But they're complaining, oh, we can't pay them $20 an hour. But they're making millions. And bonuses on top of the millions that they make every year. The CEOs and the executives. They're making all this money, but they can't pay their employees $20 an hour. So that's fine. We can win just by not going there. Because eventually there's one of two things is going to happen. They're either going to go bankrupt or they're going to lower their prices. And realistically, when it comes to fast food, and this is just my opinion, there are very few fast food restaurants that I go to. Very few. Because, like I said, the quality of food is not good. I would rather be inconvenienced a little bit, maybe have to get out and go into a store, or go into a restaurant to get takeout or to just sit down and eat there, I would rather do that because the quality of food's better than to go to some of these restaurants where the quality of food is bad and they don't get your order right most of the time. It's just not worth it. Okay, let me get back to this. Wow, I went off on a side note. Okay, so it says however, inflation and rising costs. Let's see. Let me start over. However, with inflation and rising costs, the current benefit levels are no longer sufficient. Increasing these benefits would not only provide much needed relief, but would also reflect our values as a society that honors and respects its elders. This is what we demand, okay? So what we're demanding, immediate legislative action to increase Social Security benefits. So that's number one, increase benefits. Number two, indexing future benefits to more accurately reflect cost of living increases, okay? So I've talked a little bit about this. The CPIW is what they're using right now. The Consumer Price Index for wage earners or for urban wage earners and clerical staff. That's what they're using right now. They need to switch over to the CPIE, so the Consumer Price Index for the elderly. That better reflects elderly people because it takes into consideration or weighs it heavier when it comes to healthcare, shelter, things like that. Whereas the CPIW for urban wage earners and clerical staff, they're focused on people who are in the workforce. People in the workforce have different expenses. People in the workforce, you might need to buy suits, you might need to buy nicer clothes and things like that to go to work every day. Gas is going to be something that you focus on a lot. We all focus on gas, but if you're retired, if you're a senior, I'm not saying in all cases, but you're most likely not to drive as much as someone who's in the workforce and has to go to work every day. And so that's important as well. Shelter is one of those things for people especially people who are younger. You might not be paying. You might not own a house, so you might not be paying mortgage. You might be living with friends. You might be living with your family still, so you're not paying the same amount that an elderly person could be paying because they might be alone paying for rent on their own, or might be alone and paying for a mortgage on their own, or it might be, a family, couple, and they're paying for a mortgage, but that's a lot more than if you're living with your family and you're paying them $200 or $300 for your room every month. Okay, so, and then last thing here, strengthening the Social Security Trust Fund to ensure long-term sustainability of the benefits. Okay, so in the last part, of course, the trust fund, that needs to be reformed. So we're looking at reforming Social Security. Now, the reason why I kind of put these three demands here, this kind of goes with the Social Security 2100 Act. Social Security 2100 Act addresses all three of these. Okay, it provides an increase across the board. It's not a huge increase, but it does provide an increase across the board. It looks at the CPIW, compares the CPI or change. It looks at the CPIW and makes the change from the CPIW to the CPIE. And then when it comes to reforming Social Security, it's going to reform it so we will be able to have Social Security at 100% benefits for the next, I want to say it's 50 years is the target that the Social Security 2100 Act has in it. Okay, so down here it says, it's time for action. We urge you to listen to the voices of your constituents and take decisive steps to ensure that our seniors are not left behind. Sign this petition to stand with us in supporting a brighter, more secure future for our citizens. Okay? Now, this right here is the barcode that I have here. Okay? I'm going to show you guys how to do this. It's just like when you go to a restaurant and you have those barcodes in the barcode menus. It's the same thing, but I'll show you guys just if you guys have never done this before. And I'm going to start using these barcodes more because I like using them. So if I'm telling you guys, hey, subscribe to the channel, do all this kind of stuff, I can do that by using this. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys. Hopefully I don't have anything. Yeah, I'll have the camera open. Okay. So we got the, oh, it already. Okay. Let me switch to this. We're going all high tech here. Let me see. All right. Okay. If you guys have ever wanted to know what I'm looking at, I'm looking at that right there, that camera. That's it. And then I got all the stuff I have going on here, just so you guys can see. So we're doing real work here. Now, that little barcode, you just turn on your camera. So your phone, just turn your camera on, hold it up, and it will, you guys see there's a yellow link. It's right below, right here. If you can see that yellow link, it'll come up again. It was up, it'll come back. Let's see. All right, let's go. There it goes. See the yellow link? Just click on that, and then it takes you right over. And then once you're there, then you can just scroll down, and it says sign the petition in red. You click on that, and then you just put your information in there. And then you will sign the petition. So I'll leave this up for the rest of the live stream, so you guys can just do that. Use your phone to do that. If you don't have your phone, which I didn't plan for that, you know what? At the end of this video, I will put up the link. Let's see. I can put the link up. Let me put the link up. Give me 1 second here. I just want to put the link in the chat, so that'll be easy too. So if you guys don't have your phone handy, or you're watching me on your phone so you can't use your phone for that, I can just put the link in the chat. Here's a link. Put it in the chat. All right. So there's the link. So if you click on that link, it should take you over. Let's make sure. Yeah, so you click on that link and it will take you over there. And then just sign it. And every video that I post from here on out, I'm going to be promoting that you do that. Okay. So every video that I put out, I'll be promoting it, as well as you guys need to help me promote it. So just talk to your family members, talk to your friends. This is important, not just for seniors, okay? Like I stated, this is something that we are all hopefully going to benefit from. And I say hopefully, what I mean is, hopefully we'll all get to that age, God willing, that we will be able to collect Social Security benefits, Medicare, things like that, right? And I don't care how much you save, how much you have in your savings, how much you're planning with your 401k and all that stuff, your retirement plans. Social Security will still be there to help you, okay? Or I shouldn't say it like that. Social Security will still play a vital role in your retirement. I can tell you that, because one of the huge benefits of Social Security, and pensions are the same way, it's for the rest of your life. You're not going to outlive your Social Security benefits. Okay. Now, they might not be that much, and I understand that. There are some people who are living 100% on Social Security. Yes, it's not a lot. It's not. And, you're going to struggle if you're living only with Social Security. But if you couple Social Security with a 401k, it will mean that you don't have to pull out as much from your 401k every year, because you at least have that backstop. You have Social Security, okay? So everyone can benefit from having Social Security. Now, some people work pension jobs where you are not paying into Social Security. I did that for 21 years. Worked a pension job. I was able to retire. Pensions, that's another, what do they call it? Annuity, I think. where you're going to get money for the rest of your life. Okay, that's guaranteed money for the rest of your life. And so you're not going to outlive your pension. So even having a pension, you can still work towards, like in my situation, I'm still working towards Social Security because I'm still paying in. Now that I'm no longer working, now that I'm retired, I have part-time, started my own business, I'm paying into the payroll contribution. And so once I hit the 10 years that's needed, then I will qualify for Social Security benefits. Now, I'll get it at a reduced level because of WEP. WEP and GPO, it reduces the amount that you can receive in Social Security if you're receiving a pension. That's something else that the Social Security 2100 Act wants to do away with. But as of right now, yes, I'll get it at a reduced benefit level, but I'll still be able to receive a little bit, and a little bit helps. Even if it's only $1,000, that's still good because I can pay some bills with that. Okay, it just allows my money to go a little bit further. Okay, R-Rod said he signed it. What's going on, R-Rod? R-Rod knows exactly what I'm talking about. He's living on a pension. I don't know if he's receiving Social Security. Maybe he can let us know that if he wants to share. Lindell signed it. Linnell signed it. Thank you very much, Linnell. Michael signed it. Thank you, Michael. Let's see. Okay, so thank you guys for signing it, and please share this. I want to see if we can get these numbers up there, okay? When it comes to the more people sign it, the better, the more leverage we'll have. We already have 11. Hold on one second. Let me show you guys our little screen here. So we already have 11 people signed it, so that is good. So we're moving on up. We had one. I showed you guys one when we first started, but now we're at 11. So you guys see there are 11 signatures. So that's good. So we'll keep it going. And every week when I do the live stream, I will let you guys know where we are, what the numbers look like. And we're just going to continue getting the support, hopefully get more and more support. And I've never used change.org. I've never used any of these platforms before, but I'm going to try to do some promotion on the back end of this. I don't know exactly how to do it. I'll have to figure it out. But this is something that I think is important, right? This is very important. Okay, let me go get to the chat, see what you guys are talking about. I will leave up that way. I'll leave up that little barcode. Okay, so you can use a barcode to scan. Just turn your phone on and turn your camera on your phone, and it will give you that link that you can click on. Okay, what do you guys want to talk about now? We got to do the gifted memberships. Let's do those right now. Let's see, memberships unlocked. Buy gifted memberships. Okay, so we're going to gift 5 right now. And then at the very end of this live stream, we'll give 5 more. So 5 have gone out. All right. So Joseph, Cassandra, Terrence, Carol, and Busy Beth. You guys are all now members. Thank you for your support. Okay. So I want to see what's going on in the chat, see what you guys are talking about here. And what I plan to do with the memberships, just so you guys know, we're going to do some members only live streams. I think what I'm aiming for is the weekend. I think the weekend's probably the best time to do a members only live stream. Maybe one a week for now, and then in the future, we could extend that. But and memberships, just so you guys know how it works, you can become a member. All the proceeds do go to the channel. Okay, so it goes to help the channel. I showed you guys a video, the camera shot of the different things I have, all this. It takes time to do live streams, obviously, and it does cost money. And so I put all the proceeds back into to just the different things that I can, use here just to make this live stream and make the videos, not just the live stream, but the videos a little more entertaining and give you guys more stuff to look at. Okay. And Teresa's asking, am I going to vote for Trump or am I going to keep it a secret? I'm going to keep it a secret. Yeah, I'm voting for the person who I'm not I'm not a single issue voter, but more and more as I get older and I start looking at some of the issues, Social Security is one of those issues that I really want them to do the right thing when it comes to Social Security reform. I don't want them to make cuts to Social Security. I don't want them to raise the full retirement age because think of it this way. I am 52 years old right now, okay? So in that 9-year period, I will be, 50 or 61. So I'll be getting to that age, and all us Gen Xers will be at the age where we can retire or we can receive Social Security benefits, right? We'll be around the age. I'll be 61. I could retire, I could start collecting benefits at 62 if I wanted to do that. And Gen Xers that are a little bit older than me, they'll be at the age where they're already in, they can collect Social Security benefits already, or they might be wanting to wait until they're 67. And so it's very important. So this issue, to me, is very important. And just to realize, or just to think about presidents, okay, and as we say, that presidents aren't lawmakers, but they do have a lot of influence. And so when it comes to presidents, we only have really 2 presidential cycles left. That's it. Just 2 left, no more. And so because of that, in my opinion, I want someone who supports an increase for Social Security benefits and someone who doesn't want to make cuts to Social Security and doesn't want to raise that full retirement age for Social Security. Because one of my fears is if they raise that full retirement age from 67 to 69, they could say the early retirement age is 62. We might have to raise that to 64. That's what I don't want to hear. Okay, that's what I don't want them to do. So it's important that we vote for someone who is in support of an expansion to Social Security, in my opinion. Okay, so I am looking at that issue. A lot of the other issues that are going on, look, when it comes to the economy, guess what? Presidents have very little control over the economy. They get lucky. That's what happens. They get lucky when it comes to the economy. Sure, there's some things that they can be done, that they can do. There's some decisions that they can make that will hurt our economy. And when I say that, I'm talking about like going to wars and things, going to war and things like that. That could hurt our economy, right? But presidents have very little control over our economy. They can't really do things to make our economy boom. Because if they could, don't you think President Biden would be doing everything right now to make our economy the best that it could possibly be because it's an election year, right? But that's not what's happening. We're still seeing inflation being stubborn and not going down the way we want it. We just saw the Federal Reserve yesterday, the Fed chair just talking about yesterday, talking about this whole issue when it comes to, not really talking about it, but not talking about cutting the interest rates. Not talking about cutting interest rates because inflation is still being stubborn. Cutting interest rates means that you get lower interest rates. That means that people are going to get out there and start buying houses more and stuff like that. But we can't do that. I say we. I have a house now. I don't think I'm going to be on the market to buy anything soon. But it's hard to do that with interest rates so high. It's hard to buy a new car right now. That's one thing that I want to get. I do want to get a new car. It's hard to do that with interest rates this high. I don't want to buy a car. And so we're all waiting. Okay. And so hopefully I want to know what I want to see the response, these letters. Okay. Now I told you already, I sent a letter to President Biden. I did receive a response. He did not address the increase for Social Security. I'm hoping that he'll do that this time. I know that former President Trump, I sent him a letter. He didn't respond at all. So, you guys heard what I said earlier, right? If you guys were watching, I was talking about if I'm sending letters and they're not responding, and I know it's not them, okay? I understand it's not them sending me an email. But if their staff that they have working for them don't see this as a priority, well, I'm not voting for them. If they don't give me a response, I'm not voting for them. Okay, that's bottom line. And I'm not just talking about president. I'm talking about my representative, state senator, or senators in the state. If they're not responding to me, I'm not voting for them. And it's funny because, and R-Rod, thank you very much for joining the membership. Appreciate that. And when it comes to God, I lost my train of thought. R-Rod, you got me off. You got me losing my train of thought. But thank you very much for joining the membership. I can't remember what I was talking about now. Let's look to see where we are here. Wow, we're at 29. You guys are killing it. We are at 29 signatures. Let's keep it going. That is good. So if we can get hopefully I'm being realistic here. If we can get 50 signatures every live stream, we'd be off to a great start. Okay. And I'm just talking about for live streams, but obviously I will promote it during the videos that I post. So hopefully we can get even more with the videos that I put out. Videos that I put out tend to get more views than the live streams. But yeah, 29, that's really good. You guys are killing it on that. Okay. Let's see some of the other stuff you guys are talking about here. Okay. Am I really? Mo says you're walking on eggshells trying not to piss off Democrats or Republicans so you can get views. Okay. You can think what you want. I say how I feel. Okay, that's the bottom line. I understand we live in this polarized society, which I think is horrible. I shouldn't say this polarized. We live in this partisan society. Yeah, this partisan society, and I will blame Trump for a lot of that because Trump has people hating. If you're a Democrat, you're the devil, right? That's the way he talks. It's just crazy. I've never heard anything like that in my life before, where you just have politicians that just go after you, and it's like, I went to a restaurant and I didn't get my food on time. Must be a Democrat. It's like, what? What are you talking about? Like, everybody is out to get you, and they're all Democrats. And that hurts us as a society as a whole, because now we're split, we're divided, and now we have these adversaries, these other countries. They're looking at this and saying, "Oh, you know what? We can get in there and we can split them up even more, weaken the country, and then we'll take over." That's we need to pay attention to that. I talked about this in the last live stream. It's a very serious thing when you have we can't even have us at a place where we can't even trust each other. Like, what? It's ridiculous. I'm watching the trial, this Trump hush money trial, and no matter how you feel about the hush money trial, whatever, doesn't matter. But just listen. If you want to do one thing, you don't want to watch the trial, just watch every time that former President Trump comes out and does his little speech. Okay, you can see. I'm sure they're all over the internet on YouTube. Every time he comes out, what does he say? Crooked Democratic judge, this crooked, this Democrat's crooked, this. That's all he says. I can't get a fair trial because this crooked Democratic judge. Okay, well, I mean, do you see what's happening there? Everything is about, being a Democrat, or everything. It's just, it's a shame because, as I stated, it divides us, it splits us, and then you have countries that will come in and they will fill that void. They'll feed you that information that you're craving for. And now with the internet, it's very easy. It's very easy for these other countries to create these fake personas, put them on Twitter, and then get people all fired up about different things. And a lot of this stuff could be completely false, and they're just going to get you fired up just so they can divide you as a country. And we're seeing it already, but it's a shame. It really is. But no, I say what I feel or how I feel when it comes to these things. And things are not, when it comes to, partisanship and all, it's just getting really bad. You're seeing people, it's really bad. Okay. Hope coming in from Texas. Thank you for watching, Hope. It says, don't we do this every 4 years? What? What? Vote for president? Yeah, we vote for president every 4 years. And I don't know if you're referring to the 2 presidential cycles. Yeah, we only have 2 left before something needs to be done. Jessica, thank you for being here, Jessica. I agree with you. David, 100%. I would have been fired if I did that. Yeah, we need to watch these politicians. I'm glad. You know what? I'm actually glad to see that some of these lawmakers, or I'll at least say one that we know of right now that's probably not going to win re-election, and that's Lauren Boebert. She doesn't deserve to win re-election. And she's the one. She's in Colorado. She's in the 3rd district now. She moved districts to the 4th district in Colorado, and she's not one of the front runners now. So she's probably not going to win. But she was one of the ones that was known for being on Twitter. Still, to this day, known for being on Twitter, not really doing anything legislative, like not doing anything, taking credit for things that she voted against, and I mean, it's just crazy. And these are representatives that do not represent the people in their district. They're just there to get a paycheck, to get on Twitter, to go viral, and then to ask for money. That's it. Ask for donations. Okay, let's see. Linnell says, hello, everyone. Hello, Linnell. Barbara's coming in from New Hampshire. All right, let me skip. I want to kind of skip down. Linnell says, yes, amen. I try to stay positive. We have to. That's all we can do. Like, what I don't understand when it comes to the negativity surrounding talking about Social Security, and I know, like, I'll put videos out sometimes and people think, oh, it's an increase. I'm talking about an update. I'm talking about supporting an increase for Social Security in a lot of situations. People get mad. They say, oh, when is it coming? Like, I have a lot of people that do this. They don't watch my videos. They see a title and they go straight to the comments. So they click on the video, they go straight to the comments and say, when is the check coming? That's all they do. They don't watch the video at all. But yeah, the negativity surrounding just surrounding period, there's a lot of negativity on the internet, period. But when it comes to Social Security, we're talking about different topics and especially when it comes to stuff like this, calls to action, and where you guys do need to help. Some people, they're not willing to help, but they want to complain about things not being good and Social Security not doing it, but they don't want to do anything to help. And so, I don't know. I try to distance myself from people who are negative all the time. I understand there's going to be negative things that happen, right? That's life. But if you're negative all the time, if everything that comes out of your mouth is negative, I can't. I just can't deal with that. You know, I don't have to deal with it, and I don't want to deal with it. Okay. Linnell saying, how do I sign? Hopefully you sign, Linnell. There is that barcode. That is, I keep doing the wrong way. Right there. This barcode right here. Just turn your camera on, and it should give you a link. And just click on that link, and it'll take you right over there, and you can sign. Okay. All right, so you guys are asking how to sign, so hopefully you guys understand how to sign. I know I'm at the top, so I haven't gotten down yet, so maybe you guys are able to sign up already. But please do, and please share this. You can share the link, you can share the video, and the video will have the little barcode on there. All the videos that I post from here on out, I'm going to do my best to at least have a link in the comments, pinned at the very top, so you can just click on that. I might put this little lower third barcode on there as well, but I can't guarantee that. Sometimes I do videos and I forget to put it in there, and it's like, oh, okay. But I will have it in the comments. Okay. Diane says I signed the petition. Thank you, Diane. Okay, Linnell, she did sign it. Thank you very much, Linnell. And R-Rod saying Social Security, pensions and Social Security. Let's see. Linnell saying I'm on SSDI. Okay. And R-Rod saying that you're right, David. Biden should come out and say it loud and clear. I endorse the Social Security 2100 Act. You know, I wish he would. I wish he would. I have a video. I already shot the video, so I'll probably post it tomorrow. And this is Representative Larson talking about the Social Security 2100 Act. And I notice when Representative Larson talks about his proposal and he talks about the president, he doesn't come out. Representative Larson doesn't come out and say the president supports my proposal. He doesn't say that. He only says that the president has a plan. The president supports the people making over $400,000 to have them pay into the payroll contribution again. That's all he'll say. That's as far as he goes. So he's not, the president hasn't come out yet and said anything, a strong endorsement for the Social Security 2100 Act. I wish he would. But he's not going that way. I don't know why. R-Rod saying, can we sign more than once? I don't think so. I think they keep a record of, I think they keep a record of it. I don't know. I've never used change.org before, so I don't know how it works. But I think maybe they use emails. I don't know exactly how they do it. They're basing it on your email or something. Isabella, thank you for your support. Isabella says, thank you, David, for keeping us on track about Social Security. No problem. Let's see. And Judy's saying, I love that you don't sugarcoat the information. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Any questions? Any questions that you guys have? Mariana says, I think both sides need to be replaced with newcomers. Yeah. You know what? Right now, I'm looking at candidates that support Social Security. I'm just going to put it like that. Okay. I'm using that as my baseline. If you support an increase for Social Security, if you support Social Security reform, then I'll listen to what you have to say further. Where are we? All right is saying, so do you think that Marjorie Taylor Greene, Trader Green, Marjorie Taylor Greene is going to pull the trigger on Mike Johnson? I think she will. And when he's saying pull the trigger, meaning is she going to move forward with this motion to vacate? I think she will, but I think what's going to happen is Democrats, and they've Hakeem Jeffries, the minority leader, has already indicated that Democrats will support Mike Johnson in that vote. So they won't be able to ouster Mike Johnson. And so what we're going to have, if this moves forward, we're going to have kind of a coalition speakership in the House. And what that means is you have Democrats and Republicans supporting the speaker. So I'm sure that the Democrats are going to ask for some type of concessions, meaning that we might see, and they move forward with the funding for Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan, but I think that they'll probably ask for some more concessions from the speaker, and we'll have this coalition style speakership. Now that's going to, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Usually speakers have control of their party. Mike Johnson and McCarthy. Let's just put it this way: the one person calling for a motion to vacate was a mistake. Obviously, we're looking at McCarthy was in the same situation that McCarthy was in this situation. He was ousted. Now we have Mike Johnson in this very similar situation, but now he might be bailed out by the Democrats. So now he's going to have to give some concessions to Democrats, which takes all the power away. And so we'll see if Marjorie Taylor Greene moves forward. I think she probably will anyway. She said that she wants to know the vote count. So, yeah, we'll see. It'll be interesting, but it takes the speaker's power away because now the speaker doesn't have control of. The speaker can't really move legislation now at this point, because what will happen is the speaker will no longer have that majority vote amongst Republicans, because that Freedom Caucus that wants to get rid of him. Let's say it's 3 or 4 people. We'll see what the final numbers are. But let's say it's 3 or 4 people that want him ousted. Now those 3 or 4 people are not going to vote for any legislation that he tries to move forward in the future. So now he's going to have to rely on Democrats in order to pass any legislation. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Interesting to see what happens. It's unfortunate because this is the time where we want to get legislation passed, but it's going to be a struggle. Everything is going to be a struggle now. It was a struggle in the past. Let's be honest, but I think it'll be even worse now. Blenda's saying she's from Georgia. Green needs to go. Okay. And William's saying people are tired of politicians' lies. I agree with you. I think some politicians lie a lot more than others. I think that the only way that we can keep politicians in line is by making sure they know that we're paying attention and voting them out of office, making examples of some of these politicians. Okay, George Santos, that whole situation that happened, and I'm talking before Congress decided to kick him out. That shows you the lack of interest that people have in these politicians. This person, and I'm talking both sides, because you have to understand, George Santos was running for the House. He had an opponent who was doing the research, the Democrats that were doing the research on George Santos, his opponent's staff. Who was doing the research? How do you miss all of that? Because he lied about everything. But not only did they not catch it, but his constituents didn't catch it either. And so we're not paying attention to these politicians. And we need to. Could you imagine if someone, you were going to hire someone and they came to you and they had this resume and it was completely false? I mean, you need to do at least a little bit of fact checking, a little bit of background check on people before you make a decision like that. But people just went to the ballot box and just voted for him. Okay. All right. We're going to do a few more, and then we'll do the last 5 memberships. All right. And Jerry's coming in from Tucson, Arizona. And I saw Arizona, they just passed they repealed the ban, the abortion ban, the 1864 rule. They just repealed that. So we'll see where that goes. We'll see where that goes in the future. If there's going to be a petition in Arizona, we'll see if that happens. And Arad saying, did Santos say that he's going to run again? How crazy is that? He did say that, but I think he actually retracted that. I don't think he's going to run. But he did mention that he was going to try to get out there and run again. But understand this too. After he won, it was found out that he lied about everything. And what did McCarthy do, the speaker at the time? Did he oust her? Because the speaker at the time could have called for a vote and they could have gotten rid of him then. No, they wanted the numbers, so they kept him there. So this person's a complete fraud, and you're going to allow them to stay there. Like, that's crazy. That just shows you how much, because if I were in McCarthy's district, I would have been calling. Everyone should have been calling for, look, this guy needs to go. Like, this is not acceptable. But we didn't get that. Hope is saying, what should you saying, Dave? I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I can't figure out how to sign the petition. Help, please. Okay, so there should be a link at the very top. If you're looking at the very top of the chat, click on that link. And it'll take you right over there. And then in red, you can sign up. You can sign the petition in red. Okay. All right. Anything else, guys? Any other questions? Raw Media saying, love your channel. Keep fighting. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right. Raw Media says, hi, TEC, there is, is there a link to the petition? Can't scan on the phone. Yeah, the link is at the very top. I think someone else told you that. Linnell said that. So yeah, I'll have it pinned at the top. And what I'll do is from now on, when I do a video, we'll do the same thing. We'll just link it at the very, very top there. So you guys can have it there too. Because I know not everybody wants to use their phone, or they might be watching on their phone and all that. So I get it. All right. So I think we're good for today. It's a very nice live stream. Thank you guys all for being here, as always. And let's get this petition going. I'm get a final count here. Let me do the gifted memberships. 5 more. Here we go. And there they are. Welcome, Jerry, Jackson, Mrs. Smith, Sid, Nada, and Sisha. You guys all received gifted memberships. All right, so yeah, this weekend I'm gonna do my best to set aside some time, and we'll do a members live stream. Okay, now that I'm getting some more members there. We'll just chat. We'll just chat about things. And I think that's it. I wanted to do the last numbers here. All right, so we got to 30. Oh, it's not showing me. Let me show this to you guys really quickly before we go. All right, we are up to 35 signatures. So, I want to set some, well, they set goals here, so 50. So the next goal is 50. So hopefully we can get 50 by tomorrow. I'll keep you guys posted on this. I think one thing that I can do is I know I can do like a post. So a community post, I can do a community post and show you guys kind of the progression, how many people are signing up. And then at that point, I can ask for more people to sign up. So we can do that as well. So, all right. Let's see. Yes, Linnell, everyone have a good night. I agree with you 100%. You guys have all been great. Thank you guys for all your support. And we will be back on next Thursday